I love getting to know students at the beginning of a school year because I know what a lasting impact it makes. When we get to know their names, when we pronounce them correctly, when we learn their favorite things, it really is the beginning of building a thriving and positive classroom culture. So, I'm going to share with you an activity that I created in Canva that you can use with your students, whether it's elementary, middle, or high school. So, let's go ahead and get started. For this activity, I have a variety of pages here. Got my title page, I have a directions page. I have a couple pages for students to be able to add their selfies at the very end of our activity. And then I have an example page and one page for every student in my class. And so essentially, what is going to happen is I'm going to be sharing this deck with them in edit mode. They're all going to claim a page. And then within about a 5 minute time frame, they're going to add their name, a word that starts with a letter of their first name that really is something that they love, maybe their favorite thing. And then they are going to drop a selfie into this frame here on the left hand side. Once everybody has done that, then we're going to go into present mode, and every student is going to get a 15-second, 30-second runway to share their page, share how their name is pronounced, something that they love, and their selfie. And then at the very end, they can take their selfies and they can drop it in to page 3 or 4 so that we have a collection of every student's selfies that we can use and be able to use at another time. It also will help us to be able to maybe print those out, save them so we can practice saying their name and learn their names quickly. So let's walk through the steps of setting this up. So, first of all, I would want to make sure that I share how I would create my page with students. And so I would want to model that. And so I might share my name, my favorite thing that I added that starts with the first letter of my name, and share my picture. And I would show them exactly how that is done. So I would go in and I would show them how I came in and added my name, how I added my name here or my favorite thing here. And then I would show them how to add their selfie. Now, there's a couple of different ways to do that. They could go into uploads and add a picture that maybe they have stored on their computer. Maybe they have one on their phone that they can upload. They can do it that way. They can also go into the recorder and record a little selfie GIF. And I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to go into my uploads and go into where it says record yourself. And that brings me right into the recorder in Canva. I can change my orientation from this circle view to the rectangle. So once you're ready to record, I'm going to click on record on the bottom. It's going to count down. And I just recorded a really quick GIF of myself. I click stop and then I went to save and exit on the top here. And that brings it right into my design. And I can drop it right into my picture. So now this is going to play as a GIF. Now, when I go up to the top toolbar here, it will allow me to change this so that it can be on repeat and it can play automatically. I can also go in if I wanted to and turn off my audio. If there's a lot of background noise, that also can be helpful. Now, if I get that all done within the 5 minutes and I want to embellish, I can go into my elements and I can bring in an element that connects to my favorite thing that starts with the first letter of my name. I might want to go in and change the background of this to another color. I could have a solid color. I could have a gradient color. Maybe it's my favorite color, right? So I can make all those changes as long as I can do it within that amount of time that I have been given. Now, to share this activity with students, I am going to go into my share menu up here, and I'm going to make sure this is on anyone with a link. can edit. Now, if you are part of a Canva for Education district or school, you might want to open it up to everybody in your school because that's where your students are located. But if you have an independent or individual Canva for Education account, you might want to open that up to anyone with a link. And then you'll copy that link and share it wherever you share links with students, whether that's in your learning management system or another place. Once students come in to this activity, they're going to splash in on the top here and they will be splashing into page 1. And so what you're going to instruct them to do is to find a page that has not been claimed. Now, if I go in to my grid view, which is on the bottom right of my screen, I can see all of my pages at one glance, which is really helpful because when students come into this collaborative deck, their icons are going to be up on the top of the page that they have landed on. So as they move and they claim a page, their icon is going to show up on the top right. And so I can see if there's more than one student on a page, I can easily see that because it's going to show 2 icons rather than 1. I love having this grid view up on my tablet or my Chromebook. I'm walking around the room and I'm able to see which students need support. I can see if more than one student is on a page, I can help them get to their own page, all of that. And so that can be really, really helpful as I am supporting kids in this activity. Once they all claim their page, again, they are going to have 5 minutes. I like to make sure everybody has found their page first and everybody has a spot. And once they have, I am going to click on my timer down here. And the timer is on the bottom of every Canva presentation deck. I can go in, I can set this time for 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever you feel like is needed for your kids. I would say no more than 10. I would say 5 is a good happy medium of amount of time for students to do this. Go into your music, click your type of music you want to play, or you can turn it off altogether, and then have students get started and have them create their pages. And then again, when that time is up, you are going to go into presentation mode and give every student 15, 30 seconds to share their pages. After they have shared their pages, everybody's had a chance to share how their name is pronounced, their favorite thing that starts with their first letter of their name, or something that they love that connects to that first letter of their name. Then they can take their selfies from their page and they can drop it in on page 3 or 4. So I might go into my uploads and just get that again and drop it into the frame and add my first and last name. Now I'm going to have a collection of all of my students' selfies and their names so that I can practice and I get to know them and practice saying their names in class. So this is, I think, a really fun way again to get your students sharing their names, the things that they love, and for you to introduce them to a tool that they're going to be able to use in the school year. And so now you could use this in so many ways with your students. And so I hope you have fun with this activity and I hope you have a really great back to school.